This is called the Eagos Pharoh and Mount Vesuvius. The sun rose in the distance. Morning quiet, bread baking, hair braided, water bearing, human in its ordinary. The day just breaking, unkempt in some corners while the boil in the hot womb of planet shoved its way forward, rapid rush of blistering magma. The glory of the baobab shape, the silence of the banyan, the people of Pompeii, rooted like trees, frozen as pillars of salt, but a gushing projectile of earth guts, a birth of mayhem. Centuries later, as a child, you were lost in these same streets, roaming as is your wont. My blood carries the tide of whalers, my bones are hollow bird things prepared for flight, always, and you carved scenes of the petrified city into them. As a man, your hands reached for a fistful of my hair, and you kissed me, punctured my train of thought for months, volcanic, every morning since has been ominous in its beauty, each new dawn arising with a quickening sulfuric promise. Pluck me from flight again, just so that I might hear the tempest inside you. You guys are a really great audience, in that I just heard like a number of people make a sound like they bit into a cookie, which is always a good feeling. Even if it's like a weird, messed up cookie that you're not really sure you want to be eating. I don't know where I was going with that metaphor. I'm sorry that it happened. Okay. So I have an option that I'm... Okay. I'll give you clues. I won't tell you what the poems are about. And then you'll be sorry if you make the wrong choice. Oh, but you have two options, so... Okay. So either the poem wherein the title of the book is contained, and then you'll learn the mystery. That's option number one. Option number two, I will not even read you the title. I'll tell you what the title was, which was OMG #YOLO, right? Yeah. So those are your two options. Option number one. Mystery. Option number two. Okay, guys. Both? Do I have time for both? Is that acceptable? Okay, so no more banter. You brought this on yourselves. You only live once, is the title of the poem. This poem, I'm gonna warn you, this is like... I know, but this is not banter, this is a caveat, because I keep reading this poem without warning people that it is not in and of itself racist, but there are racist things in the poem that might be triggering to some people. If you need to take care of yourself and not hear that, then I'm giving you this opportunity right now. Okay. When he said it, something detonated. In the first days, he would text elaborate fantasies of whole basketball teams emptying into every one of my orifices I would nudge until he spilled out truth in between all of the obfuscation. He had been sleeping with other women since their wedding day. I was not breaking ground. Some days he wanted to make me pregnant. On others, he wanted me out in the stable, strung up, bit in mouth, aching, as his corked frustration at an insufficient life cut across my flesh. Perhaps my tongue had been an invitation. He said he bought and paid for me 150 years ago, that we both knew it. If I refused the crossing, died swollen with salt, slit my skin before the auction block, no one would tell him, so I howl this. He said he owned me as he reached for my barking throat. Time-traveling blackness carried with me across the sunless lands into this new shape. He was the only white man to openly admit that the historical arithmetic got him harder than Sherman's march. Honesty is often less admirable than we admit. I once loved a racist, a bully, an angry god sputtering over his own invention, this imagined plantation, me, bare-breasted, polishing his silver, braiding his wife's red hair in the mirror. She calls him while he is unsheathed, slapping in time to the rhythm laid bare by the skin of the drums his ghosts took from mine when master thought that they meant riot, which is to say, my chest never stopped dancing. What he will never know is that the beat was always murder, that I can outrun history, that I fly.